showtime! Woo! 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 Styling and profiling. Woo! It's live and in color. Woo!
Welcome to the Mafia Sports Report. I'm your host, Tommy, and we are on the Buffalo Fan Base Network. And joining me is my main man, my Toucan Sam, the one they call the Apex Man, Mr. Mikey. And below is our special guest, Mr. Matt from Bill's News Man, Mikey, help me out.
Consolidated.
Thank you very much. It's been a long day, guys. I freaking moved furniture. It was not fun, and that's why we're 15 minutes late, but we are here like we always are on Monday night. So what is going on? Mikey will help me with the chat like usual. Let's start with the chat real quick.
I'll help you as much as I can. I can't control it.
Yes, Mikey can't control it.
Not on Mondays.
So, Naval, what's up, fellas? This is the biggest failure I've ever seen the way how the Bills offense is going. We'll get to that. And Justin, what's up? I'm glad Harris is okay. Yes, right. He's out of the hospital.
So going back to the first comment, I went back and rewatched the game. It wasn't as bad as the initial. Like I said last night, it's not going to be as good. It's not going to be as bad, right? We went back and watched it. There are some reasons behind why our offense failed in the first half. And in our second half, we scored in 2 of the 3 drives. We actually did really well in the second half.
Mm-hmm.
Dorsey just frustrates me with those freaking shotguns runs. I mean, really? I yelled last night, Dorsey sucks. Dorsey doesn't suck. Dorsey refuses to put things out of his playbook that don't work, and that's frustrating. I'll start tonight with that.
Okay. Jan Sports, my boy. I don't know if you know Matt Jarek over at Jan Sports. Great channel. Boy, did he go off last night on a video. Go to his channel, Jan Sports. Joe, I'm gonna tell you right now, my buddy Jans, he don't hold anything back. I love him and appreciate you as always, man. Yeah, man, I still am not happy with the offense. And it's not just so much the game planning with him. It's more about just not using the strengths of this team, not using the personnel correctly. They added weapons to this team this offseason. There's no more excuse. I gave him the benefit of the doubt last year, Mikey. I told you some million times. I think everyone heard me on repeat now. I get it. Last season, fine. We didn't have much help for Josh Allen. Stephon Diggs was really the only weapon that was stepping up. Gabe Davis had a rough year last year, though I didn't think it was terrible, but it wasn't a year that we expected from Gabe. And everyone else was kind of a no-show. We went out and signed, 2 guys that were retired, and Cole Beasley and John Brown. The offensive line was beaten up and old. I get it. And I said, hey, fine, I'll give you that. But we're going to – and Brandon Beane even probably said, I'll give you that. But you know what we're going to do for you this year, Mr. Ken Dorsey? We're going to give you a first-round draft pick, Dalton Kincaid. We are going to give you a second-round draft pick, and Osiris Torrenson. We're going to add help to the offensive line and get younger for you. We're going to add 2 more running backs to help you with James Cook. We're going to add a speedster in Deontay Hardy. We're going to add you a guy with height and Sherfield. We're going to give you these weapons so now you can, have them at your disposal, right? And what does he do with them? Nothing. He's done nothing. We are 7 weeks going on week 7. He has yet to figure out what to do with Hardy, which is unbelievable because I think we all know what he should do with Hardy for the most part, right? Kind of a McKenzie role, but give him a little bit more route trees, right? Give him a little bit more free option, give him more some offensive plays.
Run him deep.
Run him deep from time to time. Give him on some jet sweeps. Give him on a pop pass. Use his speed to an advantage. What about some slants for him? He did that in New Orleans. Man, he would, if any open space, that dude would take it either to the house or 30, 40 yards downfield. Trent Sherfield, look at what he did with the Dolphins last year, and look what he's doing now. It's night and day. It's like he's a no one, nobody. You might as well not even dress him. It's just frustrating to see that he doesn't know how to use the players we have here. The only guy he knows how to use is Stephon Diggs, and I almost feel at times it's more Josh Allen making it happen with Stephon Diggs when plays break down or whatever. But I just it's frustrating. That's the most frustrating part because I backed this dude. I understood what he went through last year, and to go into this year with everything that he got, including Dalton Kincaid, and still not use them correctly is very frustrating. And by the way, real quick, the players said that, Dable knew what they were going to like. The Giants defense said our offense was so predictable. They saw everything on tape they saw was exactly what we did. We did nothing different in that game. So they knew what to expect. And the Bills players themselves said, hey, yeah, Brian Dable had a little advantage because he knows our offense. If they knew that, why the hell did Ken Dorsey go, man, you know what? He probably knows this offense. So let's sprinkle in some different designs for this game because Dable's probably aware of some of the things we're used to or what we run, what we like to do. Let's change it up a little bit. He failed to do that. The running game, which is odd, he got going in the second half, and we'll give him the credit because he made the adjustments. But why did he have to make the adjustments in the first place? They were there in the first half. So that's the frustrating part. Matt, talk to us, man.
Yeah, I think what Mikey even said, it's just to reiterate, it wasn't as bad as we all thought. I think there was definitely some good things there. And one thing I do want to touch on before I start kind of getting a little negative here is just those few plays. You got Trent Sherfield, they got tripped. That would have been a big chunk play for 20, 30 yards. Gabe Davis got tripped, was never called, right? That would have been 20, 30 yards. And then also I did the all 22. I rewatched the game today. Stephon Diggs at the very beginning of that game got held, and that was looking for a bomb pass that was like 20, 30 yards. So I think all those really, really deflated this offense, especially early in the game, in the first half. What you were saying too there, Tommy, I kind of like, but what I think the problem was with Ken Dorsey is, we didn't dictate to the Giants at all. We were kind of mixing and matching with different formations, Josh Allen in shotgun, with Josh Allen under center, and then, just different formations and all these different things all game long. And, for me as an offense, you need to dictate to that defense, there's nothing wrong with calling the same play over and over and over again, or the same formation over and over and over again. Force them to change,
right.
Make them
just like they did against us.
And
just like the Giants did against us. Yep.
Different formations. I understand we're trying to keep them guessing and all those things, but that's not dictating to the defense. That's just keeping them guessing, right? And Wink Martindale, the blitz and all that, it was just, yeah. So I think that was really the problem. I think Ken Dorsey needs to sit back, maybe kind of like dial things back, take a chill pill, relax a little bit, and get back to the basics. Stop being so complicated.
Yeah. Jant's coming in. Jarek, crazy stat. The Bills are third in the league and 11 personnel efficiency, but 29th in the league in usage. Yeah, it's Scott, by the way, fan of you, Matt. I don't know if you know our buddy Scott is all over.
For sure. Scott, you're awesome, man.
But yeah, man, it's I will say this about the Giants, and we talked about it a little bit last night, guys. I think what they did last night was a physical type game plan to get under the Bills' skin. You saw how they were kind of fighting early on at the very first kickoff. I think Dable had them. I'll be honest with you, or that defensive coordinator. That was the game plan, to get physical with the receivers. If they call a penalty, we'll deal with it. If they don't, to our advantage. And I thought one of the tripping was accidental, and they say accidental isn't called, and I agree with. I forget which one it was, but the other one was out. That one was not. That was clearly a purpose, a trip on purpose. But not to mention the holds. I saw some multiple jersey grabs that they were not calling. So that's why I said I don't feel bad for Giants fans when I hear about them complaining about the final play, a little tug in the jersey. Though I understand in a way, because we would be in an uproar if that was our team. And by the way, that happened to us in 2021 against the Buccaneers. Stephon Diggs got his jersey pulled and there was no call. So we've been down that road before, and that's NFL referees for you. They're not gonna always get them right or see them. So tough luck on you guys. But it is what it is. But yeah, Mikey, what do you feel about that holding, non-holding call, whatever? Did you see that?
Yeah. Before we get to that,
yeah,
I just got breaking news on my thing that
whoa, breaking news.
Leonard Fournette is visiting the Bills.
Whoa. Hey, yo. I like Leonard Fournette. I mean, now, mind you, when's the last one? He played for the Bucks last, correct? Or no?
Yeah, last year. Playoff Lenny.
I don't think he's a bad player.
He's that big bruiser that we want.
He's a bruiser. And he's the guy that, in case we don't know what's going on with Harris right now, he is the guy, another guy that could fill that Harris role and be that kind of late, fourth quarter or, middle of fourth quarter running back who could just, eat up the clock on long drives. Like, I love it. Like, that's something that James Cook is not capable of just yet. But I like that game plan of, like I said, last weekend, Mikey, and Dorsey, to his credit, did it, which is, like I said, start Murray, open it up with Murray, and then have James Cook kind of sprinkle him in, and then start having it with James Cook in the middle of the first, second, third, and then get Fournette if we sign Fournette or Harris if Harris comes back. That's how I like to see our running game. But don't give up on it if it doesn't work early on. Don't go away from it. And it was weird because we actually were running the ball fine, and he went away
in the
from
first
it,
half. He just went away from it.
It's so odd, bro. And it wasn't like. I understand if the offense is fucking clicking and Allen receivers are fucking open and they just cannot stop our receivers. I'm all for it. If it's given points and the guys they just cannot guard Diggs and Davis and Kincaid's running open, fuck it. Go ahead and pass 70 times. But that's not how it works. It's very rare do games go like that. Now there's some here and there where it's just Allen and Diggs and the rest of the corp are just on fire and nobody can stop. I get it, but most games don't go that way. You got to mix in the run. You got to be somewhat balanced.
He should have
and Dorsey
worked.
Yeah.
Keep pounding it. That's a great sign. He's
still fighting, by the way, the shotgun draw. I don't know if you guys heard the interview today with Dorsey. Totally. So I think it was Matt Perino who asked him, and he totally he avoided the question by saying something like, "Yeah, we got to mix it up and run." I'm like, that wasn't the question, Ken. The question was, why the hell are you in shotgun draw on third inches? He had nothing to do with why don't you mix it up the run and the pass. We know why you run on second down. Like, duh. Like, that's not the question, Ken. The question is, why on third and inches are you in shotgun formation when you should just be under center and run the damn bar or quarterback sneak? And he totally avoided it. I don't know if he misheard the question or
he did. He just avoided it. Yeah. And it was Jason. It was Tennessee.
Let's get to some of these.
Tennessee.
Some of these because I'm missing.
And they looked like crap the first half of that game too.
Absolutely, and they lost. By the way, Scott Blakely, refs have been terrible all year and affects many teams. Don't want to hear it. It's happened to us and many other teams. Don't leave it to one play and win by not running the clock out, dumbass. Yeah. I agree with that. By the way, the call real quick, Mikey. Sorry to cut you off. The call real quick at the end of the game because I heard it was a Joe Marino talking about it today where he feels like we should have probably ran the ball there on the third down and forced them to call a timeout and to punt and force them to go 80 yards downfield. What do you think about that? Or do you think you like the call? Okay. Yeah, because he talked.
I don't have a problem with the call. The call of play action, it was there.
No, I'm saying, but do you think Joe Marino's right and they should have done that? I agree with you. I like the aggressive style.
I like the aggressive.
Okay.
I liked the play call. Like Ken Dorsey dialed it up. They play action rolled. You know what? That's the same play that they got last year in the first game where Gabe Davis was running all by himself. This time, Knox was open. Josh underthrew it, and Dawson Knox
going to come up with the top 10 tight end catch.
No. You know who does make that catch?
Top 10 paid.
Laporta. Yeah. You know who else makes that catch? Kittle, Kelsey, blah, blah. You know, I keep
the guy from the Ravens. I forget his name.
Yeah,
but Mark Andrews.
Darren Waller.
Waller.
They make those catches. Knox didn't.
Right.
Yeah, it was a tough decision there. You know, I think
I loved it. I like when McDermott doesn't fold up shop and goes for it.
Stay aggressive.
That's a tough one. That's a tough one though, because let's say hypothetically they do what Joe said and they run, don't get the first, which maybe not happen. We punt it, and then they go down and score it. Right.
And McDermott would have been crucified for not going for it. How do you
for not kicking the field goal?
Yeah, they're not even not kicking.
We have a Pro Bowl kicker who's can make 50 yards.
Listen, on the field goal piece, if he decided to punt the ball down and make them drive, 85 yards, I would have been okay with that too. I understand why he kicked the field goal. We go up by 8, they score a touchdown, they have to get 2-point conversion, and you just paid top 10 money for your kicker. You expect him to make it. Totally understand.
No, exactly.
But the third down call, the pass, I love that call. I want him to make that call every time.
I thought it was I am totally, I had no problem with that call either. I mean, the guy was wide. Listen, Knox was wide open. It was well executed. Mm-hmm. The pass could have been better, no doubt, but it was there, and it was a ball that he knows he can catch. And I've seen Dawson Knox make, believe it or not, Dawson Knox has made good catches throughout his career while he was in Buffalo. Mm-hmm. He's made tough catches. That was not like the toughest catch in the world for Dawson Knox to make. That it was right, hit him in the hands, hit him in the chest. Actually, he had control for a split second and then just rolled out. So, yeah, I mean, it is what it is.
Let's hit Spears Talks comment down here. Allen,
yeah.
Is Allen playing Sunday or is he injured? Allen is going to be okay. He's day to day. They'll probably take it easy on him in practice, and he played. If the dude played with a torn UCL, I can't imagine a banged up shoulder is going to stop him. He was sore today. Yep. They'll take it easy on him this week, and he'll be ready to go Sunday.
I think he was a little concussed too. I'll be honest. They're not going to bring it up, but I think he was also a little concussed in that game.
I think that actually helped him. I thought he played better after he landed on his head.
Yeah, I know, but it's not necessarily a good thing.
But I swear he did. He played better.
He looked out of it. In this press conference interview, he looked definitely out of it. I gotta say,
he did. He did. He looked depleted, tired, and just. I think the whole team.
He looked lost for what the hell.
I think the whole offense looks. The whole offense looks like that. Let's be real. Go to the sideline shots. They all seem like, we could be winning 14, whatever. They're just like, they looked out of it. Like
when we were up big outside of the Miami game, when we were up big on Washington, they all looked like we were losing on the sidelines.
Right. Because everything is tough for this. I'm telling you,
other than Diggs, he's always,
he's up. Yeah, he's out. But
we got to get in the groove offensively. It's like
got to get our mojo back, man.
Got to find that
running shotgun runs on second and short.
Like you said, we were running the ball. We were averaging 7 yards a carry. Keep running it. Dictate to the Giants. Pound it down their mouth. Just run it after play after play after play.
And they're not a good run defense either, by the way. Like, I'm shocked that
they were
physical. It was just crazy.
We didn't answer their normally the Bills this year have been more physical than the teams we played. Last night, the Giants were more physical, and it seemed like Dorsey and crew folded up shop and said, nope, we want no part of that.
We got a Scott Blakely update on your breaking news. You want to read that?
Reports from Perinos, they think they'll sign Fournette as long as he passes the physical. Yeah.
Yeah. Nice.
That's huge.
Okay.
I'll take that.
All right. Yeah. Good stuff. By the way, too, real quick, I know you want to go on something else, Mikey. Did you also hear the reporter ask McDermott if he is thinking about making a change?
Yeah, and he said nope.
Big no.
Hadn't even crossed his mind. How dare you even ask that question?
Right. Like, dude, legit was kind of. He seemed pissed that the dude even asked him.
He did.
Like he was offended that he even bring it up. And I'm like, damn, I'm glad I'm not a reporter there because I'd be asking him all.
But you know what? That reporter had to ask that question because
everyone else is asking it.
The fans are blowing all of them up.
100%.
Perino's question about the shotgun runs is from the Shout, insider questions. We all hit him up. Can you please ask why the hell he keeps doing that? Because it's pissing all of us off. Tell him to stop.
Yeah, and he totally
don't ask the question. Just say, hey, the fans say stop running the shotgun runs.
I mean, they're never going to give us a real answer in anything, this coaching staff, which is, I guess, understandable. But I was telling Matt off air yesterday, I'm like, one thing about Rex Ryan, that dude, hate him or love him, though, he would tell you how he felt regardless. Like if you're
And that
playing
wasn't
like
always
shit.
a good thing.
No, it's not. But it's exactly. But I somewhat don't mind it here and there. Like it would be great if one time McDermott would just be real and say, "Our offense stunk tonight." Like plain and simple, we need to do. Like he doesn't go there. He's very calm, cool, collective.
He did. He said he was concerned about Stephon Diggs, and it caused all kinds of an.
Oh, yeah, you're right. You're right. I'm sorry. You threw Diggs under the bus. He was mad there in the offseason where it really didn't make a difference at that point.
He did speak his mind once, and
you're right.
Caused all kinds of problems.
Oh, don't cross McDermott on minicamp. Practice.
Right. Practice. We're talking about practice.
right.
Practice.
Oh, yeah. Regular season, our coaches, we love them. They can do whatever they want.
Oh God!
Call the shittiest game, and I'm not going to say one word. But yeah. So, anyways, Mikey, I cut you off early. What were you going to say, man?
Oh, I was gonna go back and answer your question about the flag at the end of the game.
Oh yeah, go ahead. I'm
sorry here's my take on that: is the refs don't call back-to-back pass interference. I loved Teron Johnson's answer. I'm going to play physical. If they throw the flag, they throw the flag. You know. He's a small dude. He's going up he's a big dude. You get in there and you play your game, and make them throw the flag on you. That's the Bill Belichick way. Honestly, he's like, listen, hold every play. They're not going to call it every play. I'll take it.
Right.
You know what I mean? Game's on the line. You don't let him catch it. One of them, I can't remember who it said. They said Stephon Diggs was in the defensive huddle and told them, "You mug them. Make the refs throw the flag. You do not let them catch this."
I agree. I wholeheartedly agree.
We just got that PI, so it was first and goal anyways. If he got penalized there, it would have been first.
It's a half a yard,
again, right?
It's a half a yard.
Yeah, it's like what? So what? So good chance.
I personally would have ran the ball.
I'm just saying.
Yeah, I either way, whatever. Run the ball quarterback, run the ball with a tight end, run the ball with
Saquon was pissed.
Saquon Barkley,
going off the field, Saquon was like cussing him out. Like, how do you not give me the ball?
Because he was running the ball much better in the second half. He was getting yards. Like, I mean, it's 1 yard to gain
on that drive.
And he's your, let's be real, he's your best player on the field.
Oh God, yes.
Right now, he is their best player. And for him not to get an opportunity at the one, it kind of goes back to the Marshawn Lynch Super Bowl. Why is he not running the ball there? Like, but hey, it's not my team. That's Brian Dable's decision. That's shit that he would have pulled in Buffalo. I hate to say it. He would have done the same shit here. And we would have been just as mad. But no, I agree. You got to play physical there. I mean, it's it's the game. There's no other out. Your offense ain't getting a shot. Mm-hmm. So I'm totally cool with that. The refs didn't missed it or whatever. They let it go. And that's game, man. It is what it is. The Giants even if they win that game, they're not going anywhere. So I if anything, if you're a Giants fan, you should be happy that you lost and maybe you're getting a draft pick. You're going to be in the top 5 and get yourself a good draft pick. There's nothing worse than being a subpar team and not being in the top 10.
Callie comes in and asks, "What's up with Bass these days?" He had a bad night.
It was really his only misses of the season. So it's not so much,
he's had a bad night.
And who would have thought?
He did. And they were both long, by the way. I think they were both 50 plus. So
50, but both 53.
Okay. Yeah. So I mean, that's not a chip shot. Let's dial back a little bit, but they are makeable, and I expect him to make those.
I think that was
but it happens
too. Right before you're kicking that field goal, it's like you got to think, what are the chances Bass is going to miss 2 of them? Exactly.
You don't expect that. Scott Blakely, honestly, guys, Josh Allen not playing free. They have drilled into him conservative play, and we all know it's best long term. But he wasn't born with a dimmer switch. Right, best or full tilt. I agree. Like and I feel like he has more fun when they let him be a little bit more free. But you also have to watch out a little bit too when it comes to Josh Allen, because you don't want crazy Josh Allen back. You want Josh Allen who he's playing smart, but yet also a little free and taking a little bit more chances downfield, stuff like that. I agree with you there. I think game 1 maybe affected him a little bit too. And even maybe the calls, the play calling. Maybe Ken Dorsey doesn't want to go back. Who knows? And maybe Josh Allen doesn't want to make those mistakes and it's in his head. Who knows? I don't know. But he does seem a little off since week 1. Well, now, he played a good game in week 4. against the Dolphins.
He's played.
No,
well
I mean like
since
an
week
excellent,
one.
but he played his best
yeah.
game week 4 where Josh Allen was free. He was having a little fun out there. It looked smooth. Everything looked. It just seems like week 2, week 3.
We ran the ball.
He had a good game.
I
know, but I'm saying
that game.
We did
we started run the ball and
exactly.
opened up the passes.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah,
He's also not running the ball a lot this year, which is fine. I'm on board with that, by the way. But I do think having some design plays for Josh isn't a bad thing either. And we haven't really done that much either this year. And I notice sometimes with Josh, when he does though, sometimes it kind of gets him going. Like gets his like flow going, you know what I mean? Gets him kind of a little energized.
Well, gets the offense energized when
exactly.
Trico was talking about it last night on a couple of those ones where he ran to the line of scrimmage and then tried to float it in. He in the years past, he takes off running, he picks up the first down, 100%. Takes a hit, gets in someone's face, gets the offense spark. None of that's happening right now because he's trying to play within the system.
Like you notice that when he's rolling out, he'll like almost like he's pausing, like he's not sure and what happens is the defense collapses on him, and by then it's kind of too late. And he either overthrows it or he doesn't get much yards because he waited too long to make that decision. And I think that's more in his head. Super Bowl bound. By the way, Cali Blitz, my dude. That's Jack. Hey, Jack, I appreciate you, man. You're always on here. Are we Super Bowl bound? Is the question.
I don't see why not. We can get better.
Mm-hmm. I think we are 100% a playoff team, and from there we'll see what happens.
Like, listen,
things got to turn around. No, I'm not overreacting, and I'm not. I still think we're a very good team. I still think we have a lot of talent. I just need to see things get better, especially with Ken Dorsey, to say, "Hey, and whenever that is, that's fine. If it's down the stretch and Ken Dorsey, it clicks, and this offense is just fine. Like I'll get on that. Hey, man, I think this team wants to be, bro. We're on a fucking roll, and I think for sure. But right now, I can't. My honest answer: we're a playoff team, but I got to see more down the stretch to say, hey, for sure, we're playing like a Super Bowl bound team.
You don't want to be playing like a Super Bowl team in week
No, I know
anyways.
that. I said down the stretch.
That wasn't for you. That was for the chat.
Oh,
I wasn't talking at you. We don't listen. We want to be trending in the right direction the second half of the season. Stack wins early, trend to play your best ball at the end. Having struggles in week 6 and still getting a win is okay. It's frustrating in the time. Like I was pissed off last night, let's be honest. But it's not the end of the world.
No.
Stack the wins and start playing your best ball week 15, 16, 17, and going into the playoffs. Get hot.
Yep. And that could be Dorsey.
What do you think about Bob? What do you think about Bobby Wagner comment, guys?
No.
That was quick.
Why? Our two linebackers are awesome.
No, I know. I'm just curious. He's asking, so.
Jordan Williams.
Bobby Wagner is also on Seattle, who's in the playoff hunt. Why would they want to trade him? Just like Mike Evans. Someone said earlier, go get Mike Evans. Mike Evans is in a playoff hunt on a team who's probably going to win the division. Why would they trade him? Like, guys, it's not Madden. You can't force these trades. Like, there's no reason for those teams to trade those guys.
Let's talk 716. That's Matt's boy right there. Matt, what's up, man?
Robbie, what's up, Robbie? How you doing, man?
Oh, man. Daniel, Dorsey needs to find his groove, and the offense needs to hit its stride 100%.
I can't remember who said this last night. I want to get Matt's take on this, though. Someone said last night, maybe it's Josh is trusting Dorsey too much.
Interesting.
And the play calls, because we were talking last night, Tommy, a lot about how, we want Josh to, make audibles, change Dorsey's. But does he have too much trust in Dorsey's play call to where he won't do that?
Well, that's what we were questioning on Sunday post game, right? And I brought that up and I said, because a lot of the great quarterbacks are really, really top quarterbacks from the past or today, they have that free roam where they could actually call their own play, change the play at the line of scrimmage. And maybe it is right. Maybe he just really trusts in Dorsey that it is the right call. And he's going with it no matter what. And I feel like he's going to year 6 now, man. I know he's a smart cat, man. Allen is a real smart cat. He needs to read the defense too. And sometimes, Dorsey's not going to be always right. and it's okay to make that decision on your own. You are the guy that we chose to have be our franchise quarterback. We paid you a lot of money, and I don't think the head coach is going to go question you on that. Matter of fact, they go to you on a lot of decisions they make. So why would they all of a sudden say, "Oh, well, we want you to have a decision on everything else but play calls"? Like, I can't see that being the case. So yeah, it may be a case where he just trusts in Dorsey so much that he's just going to roll with it no matter what he sees, out there. It's very possible. Or he just doesn't feel comfortable doing it. It's one or the other. Best design.
Hold on. Tommy, wait.
Sorry.
That question was for Matt.
I'm sorry.
Sorry. I just wanted to get Matt's take on it.
Yeah, Dorsey.
Oh, yeah, I'm sorry.
From what I saw, the game film today that I saw, this particular game against the Giants, Dorsey, and actually this whole season, Dorsey's been putting so much on the plate of this entire offense. Like I said, different formations, different packages, different players. I mean, just so much out there, and that's why I'm thinking we just need to simplify things, kind of get back to the basics. But maybe that is the game plan of Dorsey. It is kind of still early in the season. The complexity is probably going to pay dividends later in the year. So maybe Josh Allen's just kind of rolling with it right now, although, success would probably be simplifying things a little bit. And what I saw in the Giants game here in the first half, we had 6-7 guys in pass protection. At one time, we only had 2 guys going out for a route, and everyone else was pass protection, And I think, like you said too earlier, the Jets game really frazzled Allen. And at times, we're mixing between 5 men in pass protection to 6 to 7. And the plays that we're calling when there's only 5, Josh Allen knows that, and I think he's anticipating that there's going to be a free rusher, especially against these 3-4 schemes. And he is kind of moving out of the pocket. He is a little bit frazzled. So there's just a lot of moving pieces going on right now. And maybe once the season goes along, we get in our groove. But yeah, it does make sense to try and settle things down, simplify. You just got to see what Dorsey does.
Maybe it'll be opposite of last year where we actually started good.
That's what I'm hoping
bad.
for.
Maybe we're starting bad and ending good.
I mean, that's what we did the previous year when we went on that tear.
Right?
We started
2021.
really bad, yeah, and then we got hot at the end of the year, and no one could stop us
after that Tampa game.
Yeah, except for coin flip at the end.
Yeah.
Speaking of this, I love this comment by Daniel Garz because I went back and rewatched the game, and that first half, Diggs had 12 targets in the first half, and 4 targets in the second half. The first half, there were 3 plays in the first half that another guy got open that Josh could have thrown the ball to. 3 plays, that was it. So you wonder why Diggs got 12 targets in the first half? Because nobody was getting open. There was 3 plays that they actually got separation that Josh could have thrown the ball to. That's it.
Right.
I thought that was insane when I watched it. Did you see the same thing, Matt, when you went back and watched the film?
Oh yeah, for sure. It was what I was thinking about today after watching it too. I'm like, there's still no second option to Stephon Diggs. Like Gabe Davis, of course, is doing a lot better this year, but where was he at? And Dalton Kincaid, I think the weight of Dalton Kincaid in this offense really showed up yesterday. And I think Ken Dorsey just put a lot of weight on Kincaid, in this offense, and him not being there. Yeah, I think it just kind of threw him off too. Like we didn't really know what to do. We were kind of trying to figure things out throughout the game, and we couldn't figure it out.
Coming in Spears Bills talk about the fumble. I'll be honest with you, in real time,
it was close.
When it happened. It was close, and I was very surprised that McDermott didn't have a second look or the lead, or
he couldn't challenge it. It's automatically reviewed every turnover.
Right, but so I'm surprised because it was quick. They didn't really. If that was a review, then that must have been. Now I didn't go back and look.
New York reviews that I watched it today.
Okay,
and I
so
watched
it must have been slowly coming out. Okay,
no,
or it's really close.
It was. If they would have called it down by contact, they would have kept it on the field. Okay. If they would have called it a fumble, they would have kept that too. Because it was so close. I couldn't tell if his knee was down or not.
Got you. The one thing I noticed about Davis, I got to be real with you too. I noticed since we've gotten him that when you play physical and kind of bother Gabe Davis a little bit, like fight with him, get in his head, it throws him off. It really does. And I feel like it happened again with the Giants. And who knows Gabe Davis
better than Daboll.
Exactly.
I think that's why they were doing what they were doing, because you could do that to Stephon Diggs too. Remember last year against the Packers, Stephon got out of his element. And I swear that's why they were doing it. Daboll's like, listen, we're going to have to pull out every trick you can get in these guys' head. Play physical, hit. Like, it started right from the get-go. Outside of that first one where they got in a fight, the first play, the dude hit Diggs out of bounds and they didn't throw the flag.
Right.
Like, it started early, and it was just like all game long.
And those corners are long too. The one's 6'2", the other one's 6'3". So
they were playing with their backups, and we still couldn't get open. That's what was nuts.
I think, like we all said, I think we all agree Daboll's plan was just to be physical. And if the refs call it, they call it. If they don't, we win. We get in there, we get under their skin, we bother them, we throw them off their rhythm and their game. And I thought Diggs controlled himself well. It was Davis who once again kind of just lost it. Even our offensive line at times kind of, got a little worked up. But that was their game plan, and it worked for the most part. But ultimately we got the win. Nabel coming in, Elam needs to go. He got cooked by every wide receiver that goes against him. Mike, I'll go with you because I know you were the one that you.
I was wrong.
So wrong. He actually had a better cover grade than Benford yesterday. He made 2 bad plays the entire game. 2. And they were both big. It was the bomb and really that was a perfect pass. I don't care if he was in his back pocket. That ball was dropping in a bucket. And then it was the holding down low. Outside of that, Elam played really well. Go back and rewatch the game and just watch Elam.
I'll have to watch. I didn't have time today, but I will.
Matt,
because I don't want to.
Yes, he watched the game.
You're totally right. And honestly, both those plays, the play that Darius Slayton burned Elam that everyone refers to, was only one play. Elam played great, and he actually did the same thing to Christian Benford. It was the same exact play, and what ended up happening was the Giants went into a spread. They motioned their running back out to the perimeter, and they actually got Kyer Elam almost in the slot position, so he couldn't use that sideline like that. That's another defender that they're used to using, right? So Elam and Benford were both basically playing the slot position when Daboll rolled out with this play. So I really think it had a lot to do with Brian Daboll's scheme, right? He dialed up a flawless play, and then Tyrod Taylor made a flawless pass on both of those plays. So it's really tough to say it was Elam's fault or Benford's fault. Those you just have to give them credit for, So,
what do you think about Roy's comment, real quick? Bill's offense was recovering from the flight back.
Well, that's crap. That's crap.
Right, too many excuses, correct?
Yep, too many. I don't want to hear it. I don't want to hear it. I want to hit on.
Go ahead. Which one am I missing?
Patrick Surtain II isn't going to be traded.
Oh, this one
not.
Here? Yeah.
You post this about 3 times a show. I would absolutely love Patrick Surtain II. First off, Kyer Elam for Patrick Surtain II is never going to happen. Second of all, why would the Broncos give up their best defensive player? Probably the best player on their team, really. That would be dumb of them. If for some reason he's on the block and Bean doesn't go and try to get him, then Bean should be shot. But I don't think he's on the block. I really don't. And everyone I've heard, everyone says the same thing. It's people like Sutton and Judy, and it's those guys. They're not looking to get rid of their young core.
Buffalo Man, I said we should have Mike Evans from the Bucks because we should have him on our team. I don't think anyone would disagree. And plus, Mike Evans isn't on the Bucks forever.
No, this is his final year. I would love to have Mike Evans. We talked about Mike Evans when we were talking about D-Hop, Tommy. If you remember, we go back and we have the conversations because they were looking to trade Mike Evans at that time too because they couldn't get a long-term deal done with him, and they decided to bring him back. But here's the deal: he's on a playoff team who's fighting for the division. Those teams don't just give up guys because they're in their last year. If they fall out, if they go on a losing streak before the next 2 games, they're still in the driver's seat. The worst thing that happened to Mike Evans with the chance of being traded is they started off hot.
Right.
That
didn't help the cause of him being traded. Winning usually takes that away of dismantling a team. Fournette, I know, I got you. I was like, because Justin wrote up above, I heard Leonard Floyd's visiting the Bills. I'm like, damn, Leonard Floyd's visiting again?
Yeah. I'm being brutal tonight. Am I being brutal tonight?
Another Floyd?
Tommy,
brother, Leonard Floyd the second? What's going on?
Tommy, am I on edge tonight?
Jason says you are, man. Why? Who's saying you're on edge? Who's saying that?
Jason said I'm being brutal.
Oh, Mike being brutal tonight. He is, man. Mike's on a different level tonight, baby.
I think I'm still hungover from the drinks from last night after watching that shitty ass game.
Oh my god, man.
No, Cali Blitz. No, I'm not going to the game. LA is about 8.5 hours from me, and I'm not driving down there to watch that game. On top of that, the tickets are crazy expensive. No thanks.
No, Buffalo, man. I don't know if you're talking to us, but we agree. Like, we would love Mike Evans.
God, I would
of course. Like that would be unbelievable. And maybe he is a free agent next year. We'll see though. The problem is the cap space, but we've always talked about this. If there's a way to do, every GM could figure a way out. If you really want a player, and we've heard that excuse by being every single season, and he's always wound up finding a way to sign, a key player or a lot of players, to be honest with you. So if he wants them, he'll do what he can. He'll do what he has to do to get him.
And I want to get your take on this, Matt. Mike Evans is basically what we were praying that Gabe Davis turned into with his size and his catch radius. Like, I swear, Mike Evans he wakes up and goes for 1,000 yards a season.
Oh yeah, I totally love that comment. You couldn't have said it any better. I totally agree with that. I mean, are you kidding? That's what we would dream of having this beat Mike Evans. Oh my god. Yeah,
just wake up and roll out of bed and have 1,000-yard season. 100 catch.
The 50-50 jump balls. You can still. He is
100%.
Age, right? He does have a higher price tag and stuff, but I don't think he's shown his age, especially this year. He just sees he's doing awesome. He's doing great.
Yeah,
I think I would welcome him with open arms.
By the way, Justin coming with the Hopkins. Yeah, listen, bad decision by him, but good decision for his pocketbook. You know what I mean? He wasn't good. He wasn't in there from us.
And what do we know? It's all about the pocketbook with these guys.
Yeah,
it's all about JJ Watt.
Trust me. Yeah, he ain't crying on his way to the ATM.
Yeah,
nope. He's all good, man.
No, neither is Odell Beckham Jr.
Oh, definitely not. And he's already missed like multiple games. He's like, yeah.
I like this comment from Spen. He's like, I think we need a diva number 2 just to force Josh to throw it to someone other than Diggs. Well, as long as that diva number 2 can get open, I think he would. The problem last night is nobody got open until the second half. Like, in that first half, he went to Diggs because Diggs was the only one getting open in double coverage. Everyone else was getting locked down man to man and couldn't get open. It was like,
but that's why I say though, that's true. But that's why I say though, we got to go back and point up to the guy who's in charge upstairs of calling the plays. And that's when you got to go, okay, people aren't getting open. Let's change this up. Let's do this. Let's get Hardy involved. Let's do some jet sweeps. Let's do a pop pass. Let's change it up instead of running the same goddamn routes and same play calls. Maybe they're just not working. Maybe the Giants know exactly what we're doing. And he never did that. I give him the credit for going back and running the ball. But like I said, once again, should have been doing that the whole game. I don't know why I'm giving credit to where he should have been doing it the whole time.
Spread too. Every time we went in that spread, and we are saying dictating to this 3-4 defense. If we went out there with 4 wide receivers, a spread offense, and when we did, it was successful. It was an easy pass because Josh Allen read the defense. He found the open receiver and he picked up the run after the catch. And running the football, you got to keep pounding the rock, man. Keep pounding the football.
Let's go back to this one. It says there's definitely wide receivers getting open other than Diggs. There was 3 plays in the first half that I saw. Cook, Shakir was once on a mesh route, and then Knox was open over the middle when the ball got picked off. Josh didn't put enough air under it. He threw it more of a bullet. The guy jumped up, tipped it, and it got intercepted. But those were the only 3 in the first half that I actually saw that guys were actually open. Granted, all 22 when I rewatched the film wasn't out yet, so I couldn't go in and see everything. But from the broadcast angle, I guess you could have thrown a couple times to Cook in the flat, but there was a guy 5 yards from him who would have come up and made the tackle because that's what they did. They caught the ball and they tackled him. So if we want Josh to check down to Cook in the flat, everyone talks about the 1. that Josh didn't see him on where he's wide open. He could have run probably, backpedaling for a touchdown. How open it was. I'll give you that one. Josh missed him there. Josh missed three reads last night from what I could see.
Yeah, we were guessing where the blitz was coming from too. Like Dorsey was having extra guys in pass protection, and we didn't really even know where the blitz was going to come from. That's why I think a great way to counter that would be like to spread it all out, right? To get them out of that. And Dorsey just didn't do it. He had these bunch formations. We had guys in pass protection all over the place, running backs, tight ends, and we really didn't know what was coming at us. They dictated to us yesterday.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I missed Justin. I think I missed it. If you can, I don't know if you could put it on here, the stats you're talking about. They're probably not good. Like I'm assuming they're not like Dawson Knox's top 5 in anything at this point, but go ahead and send
I need to know what that stat is because can't
Team
imagine
Maddie, what teams have player Chewy Baca coming in. Team Maddie. What teams have players we could scavenge?
Yeah.
How about the Giants? How about
who do you want
Dexter Lawrence or someone like Kayvon Thibodeau get one of those? But our defense is doing so great, so it's like
Dexter Lawrence. Dexter Lawrence is an intriguing option because with us losing Daquan, he could fit right in next to Ed Oliver, and then you could slide Tim Settle because Tim Settle has been hot garbage all year long. Really, since he got here.
He is not.
He's just a guy
he's
taking up
underperformed.
space. You know who reminds me of? Vernon Butler, a guy who's just stealing money.
I agree. A little bit better. I'll give a little bit better, not by much. But I'll tell you what, I was never excited for Vernon Butler. I was kind of excited when Tim Settle got here because everything I heard from Washington was the only reason I get really playing time is because they have a really good front. But everybody liked what they saw. Good preseason, good camp. I'm like, oh, okay, bring it, dude. And he brung the juice. His press conference was like lit. He's like, oh, yeah. I'm like, damn, this is the kind of guy, and he hasn't showed shit.
But didn't Dexter Lawrence didn't he sign an extension this offseason with the Giants?
Might have, yeah.
So they're not going to get rid of him. They just signed
him. Let's talk.
But,
hey,
man,
Mike, I'm going to go get something real quick. Do that question real quick for my buddy Matt.
Okay. I have a question for you. What about the last play in the end zone? Tyrod untimed down, pass interference, defense or offense? So yeah, it goes back to that pass interference at the end. What's your take on it? Was it truly pass interference?
I mean, once you rewind the tape, you can see him holding it. Terrell Bernard.
But he also pushed him off him.
He did.
So was it defensive pass interference or was it offensive pass interference?
Well, that's a good debatable. Yeah, I mean the flag was. You got to go with what was on the field, right? So the flag wasn't called. But I agree with the aggression. Just simply because of that situation, right? We just got called for PI. It was 1st and goal, anyways. If we got called for pass interference or holding again, it would have been 1st and goal again. It's just like a reset. So, you might as well just keep being aggressive and keep getting called down there and just hope the refs don't call it. And sure enough, they didn't. We won the game, and I think the play before that is the one that's more debatable, actually. That was the one with Terrell Bernard, I believe. Aaron Johnson. But Terrell Bernard.
They threw that flag, just so you know. I think they threw that flag because he didn't turn his head.
Yeah.
That gets like they had the same call with Cater Kohu against Diggs because he didn't turn. If he would have turned his head, I don't think they throw the flag, but because he didn't, they do. That's like an easy way to get the refs to throw the flag on you. However, I don't think it was pass interference, to be perfectly honest.
I know he was
talking about the last play.
No, we're talking about the one for Bernard, the one before that.
I don't think that. I don't think so either. I thought if you're gonna
look back, he didn't look back.
Right.
So I think that's why they threw it.
Yeah, I didn't think that was pass interference. I thought
now was it offensive pass interference, Tommy, or was it defense? Because Waller pushed off, and that's why he grabbed him.
He pushed off, but I think you could do that within the first.
They were in the back of the end zone.
Are they okay? So maybe that's why they let it go a little bit because sometimes they do let those calls go.
Yeah.
But either way, I think we would have been debating if it went the opposite way. I think here as well. I think we would have been Same talk if Gabe Davis got his jersey pulled. Like, I think we would have been sitting here going,
have that
I
talk
don't know.
when
Did. When Diggs happened,
I
I thought the Diggs one was even worse, though. He took him. I think he took him to the ground.
Down. Yeah, he pulled him down.
So, and it was more obvious. The referee, matter of fact, was sitting right there on the sideline when that happened, which is unbelievable. Scott coming in, how was Poyer's play? Been quiet and started slow. What do you think? I guess Matt, go with you.
Yeah, I think he played fairly well. There was one play I know he definitely wants back, and it was a huge Saquon Barkley run. Actually, Jordan Poyer and Dorian Williams collided with one another. We were right there to make the play. One offensive lineman blocked both Jordan Poyer and Dorian Williams on the play, and he sprung free for a huge gain. So I know that's definitely a play that he wants back. Yeah, so I think he's doing good. There's no real big problems there, but that one play definitely needs that one back.
Chewy, I had to help my buddy move furniture today, and I am in some. I don't know if you guys notice, I am like just rubbing my shoulder. I am in some major pain.
He's feeling himself tonight, guys. He's feeling.
There's no. I should be drinking liquor. I should be to take the pain away, but no, I'm sticking with just straight up lemonade tonight. I need refreshing drinks. So no alcohol for me tonight.
He's feeling himself, guys. You see Tommy start rubbing on himself.
I am.
Tommy after dark.
That game got me so excited for Sunday talking about.
Oh, that game got you excited? Wow. Okay.
Yeah. That's what really gets me going.
I think that tells you a little bit more about Tommy. He's a sadist.
Yeah.
He likes
I need more games like that.
That's funny.
Scott, I love the pitch count with Vaughn. Seriously, man, going to come alive in 6 weeks, in my opinion. In the meantime, let them take him for granted. Yeah, listen, we knew this. It's ACL. You're not going to be like what you once were right away. It's going to take time, just like it took Trey White. Vaughn may not come around to being Vaughn until probably the playoffs. Let's be real. But it's good to see him out there. It's good to see him getting some snap counts. But I said it the first week when he played against Jaguars, he definitely was not bending right. His speed wasn't there, and that's normal. I thought yesterday, I saw him bend a little bit better on some of his blitzes, a little bit more speed off the snap, but he's still not quite there, and that's okay. We got Leonard Floyd, who, by the way, is still doing his job. By the way, real quick, Bill's Wire. I always do the stock up, stock down. Very surprising. They had stock down for Leonard Floyd. I'm a little bit baffled by that. I don't
understand Bill's Wire at all.
They have some funky. Some I agree with, and some I don't. That one I clearly don't. I think Leonard Floyd has been a great signing. And if we didn't have Leonard Floyd, we'd be missing 6.5 sacks right now. I can promise you that. So he's been like I said, a great addition, especially while Vaughn is getting his way back to being Vaughn. So no, I love that we have Leonard Floyd here. So stock up. I mean, he wasn't, I don't know if it was like way up, but he definitely was doing things out there and getting to the quarterback, getting pressure. And that's all you could ask for, really, man. Getting Tyrod's face, getting any quarterback's face. And I had a feeling too, Mikey. We talked about it. Everybody was saying, "Oh, we're gonna get the sack record, and they're gonna get up there 10 plus and 12." And I was kind of on the fence with that, because Tyrod. You guys, come on, he played here. Like, we know what Tyrod's capable of doing. He's still mobile. It's not like Tyrod got fat and out of shape all of a sudden. He just can't move. He's like his pocket passer now. Right?
Yeah, he did.
He's slow as hell. Right? Like, I don't know why we were thinking it was just going to be a breeze getting to Tyrod Taylor, and he's smart. He may not be the best quarterback out there, but he's a smart quarterback, and I would absolutely love him as a backup. Like, throw Kyle. Kyle Williams, Kyle Allen, Tyrod. Come on, man. Like, I would absolutely love Tyrod back.
I would love
as a backup.
As our backup.
You know what I mean? Like, I would trust him all day in a couple games. You know what I mean? Like, but yeah, I the whole 10 plus sack thing. Anyways, we got a super chat. Thank you, Scott. Thanks for including us in your podcast tonight. Great to see Matt on here.
Yes.
Hope more often. Hey, and Scott, Matt. Matt. We're gonna be collabing with Matt more often. No doubt about it. So
and you'll see us over on his channel as well. So it won't it just won't be a one-way thing. We'll be going over and doing some Bills consolidated stuff as well.
Oh yeah. So Mikey, do you want to get to your segment?
Hell yes.
Woo! And Matt, you don't know about this segment, do you?
I don't think so. Nope.
Oh man, it's the good, the bad, and the ugly, Matt, and we're gonna go ahead and play that right now.
The good. The bad. The ugly.
All right, Mike, get to
segment.
it.
All right. So we're gonna talk about the good on offense. Our run game. We didn't use it much in the first half, but our run game was good all night long. It really showed out in the second half. And the right side of our line, Cybo and Spencer Brown, and the pass game as well. Those two held it down on the right side. Most of the issues came from the left side when they were overloading that side and made Deion Dawkins have one of the worst games of the season. But yeah, our run game on point, guys. Allen and Diggs, say what you want. Allen put on a Superman cape at the end and saved us like he normally does.
Yep.
I would like to see him take off a little bit, when he's doing those runs, because he does pause and he thinks about it. I wish he'd stop thinking about it so much and just go. Right. You don't have to always take the run, but it's okay to run once in a while and then slide. He's done that more because there's a few times he could have extended the drives if he just would have ran. But I understand what he's doing, and they're beating it in his head. Play smart, don't take the hits, and all that. But those were the goods. The run game and Allen and Diggs. Everyone else, I would have loved to put Gabe Davis on here, but the fumble was bad,
right.
And he got locked down by a third string corner. You can't do that. We've been praying for him to step up and be a wide receiver too, and every time he gets close, he has a game like this.
So apparently, Chewy says there was an ugly in fans section. I'm guessing you were there. So, hey, I'll have to take it. I'm going to take his word for it. So
I like that spin. The good running backs, Diggs, bad. Defense, offense. Dorsey, ugly. The bad offense,
yeah.
Ugly Dorsey. Yeah, we'll get to that. All right, so the defense, the good. Our edge rushers were on point again. Our defensive tackles struggled a little bit last night. They still got some pressure, but not as much as we've seen in the past against a really bad O-line, which was concerning.
Mm-hmm.
I don't understand why Ed Oliver and Phillips didn't make more plays against that bad O-line. Our linebackers flew out. Were men on a mission last night. Both of them.
Yeah.
Actually, Dorian Williams had a higher grade, and I don't always go with PFF grades, but it was weird to see Dorian Williams with a higher grade than Bernard, because I thought Bernard played better, but Dorian, by the eye test. But I loved having both of those guys. I'm starting to retract my statement on Terrell Bernard, Tommy, when I was pissed last year that we took him. Oh, because I wanted us to take Donner Parham, the guard, and we took this guy instead, and I was pissed for about a year and a half. But I'm starting to see why they took him. The guy can play.
Right. The guy can play. I'm going to tell you something on this channel. We do eat crow, and we will admit it.
I'll take it.
We will say it 100% when we are wrong and and what we say. Sometimes we don't, but for 99% of the time, we will eat it. We will say, hey, and like I said, I'm on board with Mikey. I was not happy with the pick initially. I had my concerns going into the season, though I still wanted him to be the linebacker middle linebacker, because I just did not like Dotson or Klein. But I did not. I'd be lying if I told you I saw this coming. I did not see this coming. And I'm super proud that I was wrong. I'm super proud of that kid. I'm super happy. I'm super happy that I was wrong. And let Dorian be the next guy up, man. And hopefully Dorian can get better and get better. And then when Matt Milano gets back, hey, cool. Because guess what? Matt Milano's not going to always
now
be
we
here.
Can run a three linebacker set too.
Exactly. Then you can really mix it up and be creative even more creative on defense. So yeah, I'm cool with it, man. I'm cool with the pick so far.
I think I owe Bean an apology.
Yeah, Bean too.
You know, I think I owe Bean an apology because I was pissed. Last year, I wanted Donald Parham. This year, I wanted DeJuan Jones, the big right tackle, and they're both on the. And he didn't take either one of them. He took these two undersized linebackers, and I was all kinds of pissed off.
Yep.
All kinds of pissed
Chewy
off.
with the Oliver bonehead foul. Yeah.
Oh.
I don't know what it is. Sometimes with our team, certain players they get easily like a lot of players get under a skin too easy. Oliver's. By the way, we got away with one as well. Me and Mikey, I text Mikey right away. I'm like, I am shocked that wasn't a foul. AJ Epinesa, and Matt, I'm not sure if you remember this, was a sack, and he got over the top of Tyrod and talked shit to him.
Not only that, but he crawled up Tyrod, teabagged him, and then stood up.
Right. Bro, that most of the time, guys, it's cool, it's fun, but most of the time, that's a penalty. That's taunting big time.
You can't teabag the guy and get away with
right. So we got away with that because, by the way, that was a fourth down. So if you would have gotten called for that would have been a first down, 15-yard penalty. So you got to play smarter with stuff like that.
Scott, I loved that too. I loved Josh Allen protecting. It's because it's usually the lineman protecting Josh when he gets into scrapes. I loved seeing Josh protect, Spencer Brown.
I like it, but it was stupid at the same time.
I don't care. I like it.
I do, but I don't also want him to run his shoulder.
That's already
and I'm not sure if that was before or after.
That was after.
Okay, probably not the wisest decision, but I love it. I do. I'll go with you on that. But he also has to be understand that we need him for longevity and not, in a bar fight. You know what I mean? I'm just saying. Like, I like that he's doing that. But
that leadership
got to be careful at the same time.
Is also why Von Miller went on his Voncast and said, if anybody hit Josh Allen the way that Herbert got hit late out of bounds, he'd get himself kicked out of the game because he's not letting someone hit Josh. That's why they love Josh so much, because he'll run through a wall for any of them and he doesn't care.
I don't think Brown got kicked in the nuts. He got
no.
Dawkins
got kicked in the nuts. I'm saying he'll run through a wall for any of them. Vaughn went on. Do you remember 2 weeks ago when Justin Herbert got smashed late out of bounds by the defensive back?
Exactly what you're talking about. Yeah.
And Vaughn, did someone say Brown got kicked in the nuts? Brown actually hurt his knee. He basically got hit from the side, blindside.
He did. He actually went out because of that. Correct. Yeah. Mm-hmm. See, that's another thing you got to be real careful with too. Because what if a melee got going, Allen was involved, and he got rolled up on? I'm just saying, it's very. You got to be. I love that he's like that, but at the same time, you got to be a little smart, especially when you're the man. Because imagine he goes out with something like that, and we would all be going right now. Right now, it's cool and fun, and I'm happy that he did that. But at the same time, what if? Let's just say, what if something bad happened and he got hurt,
or his shoulder checks him and his shoulder starts to hurt more?
We would be here going. We would be here pissed. I'm telling you, we'd be here. You got to be smarter than that. Yeah. So I'm just saying,
but he was fine, so it's okay. I love it.
right, exactly. Yeah, right. I agree with that as well.
You can say, you can call me out on it. I love it because he's fine. If he got met,
right.
I'd be mad.
All right, so Buffalo man, in the past 3 years, Dawson Knox has 180 drops, top 5 in all starting tight ends.
He does not have 180.
Did you know that?
He does not have 180. I think he had 18 drops in 3
180
years.
drops. Is that an NFL record?
He had 8. I think he has a total of 25 drops in his career. He had 10 his first year, and he's had 5 in each of the last 3 years. 180 drops.
I gotta say, if we had a player with 180 drops, and we still had
you think Josh?
I would say he must love this. He has some pictures on McDermott or something. If
you think Josh has thrown anybody a ball 180 times other than Stephon Diggs, you're crazy. Yeah, it's because they know they do the same for them. It's Josh is one of those people who isn't super vocal in the locker room. His actions speak for how he leads, and that's just who he is. He always says that he's a football player first, a quarterback second. We need him to be a quarterback first and a football player second at some point, but it's why the guys love him. Because he just doesn't care.
Ultimate teammate. Teammate. That's what it's about.
Yep.
Megan, if Bill's Mafia rushes the field, it'll be the fastest exit. I'm going to tell you something. Security, they would be tackling motherfuckers left and right. Like, they don't play that shit now. Like, even players have the right to deck you.
I
would not do that.
I wouldn't either. We don't need another Malice at the Palace. We don't need another one of those.
Yeah. I watched that live. I loved it. I was all hyped up because I'm a Piston fan. I'm like,
I watched Jermaine O'Neal. Hit a dude like full extension perfectly. Like
laid that dude out. I don't know what he was thinking. Laid him out cold, man.
Oh.
I think that was part of Dable's game plan too. Sincerely, I think it was to get under her skin. Even Ed Oliver too. They were doubling Ed Oliver against the run too. They were sealing Ed Oliver, cracking him hard too. I think he was just frustrated. Dable knew what was up this game. I'm telling you.
Yeah. It was
Mikey,
it was
what you think about Chewy, real quick? Chewy's question for you.
Josh under center of the season, 50-50. No, it's not. I want him to be under center 50-50. It's more like 85-15. And I wish Dorsey would take his head out of his ass and see what the stats are and start running him under center.
Is he still Kincaid still in concussion protocol?
Yes.
He is, yeah.
Yes.
Yep.
Okay. Well,
yeah.
Kincaid, get better, my friend.
Okay. So let's keep it going. Special teams. Martin was booting his ass off yesterday. He did such a good job yesterday.
He did.
Punting the ball. Our coverage teams did fantastic covering. Unfortunately, Bass goes on the bad side of things for the once. And then coaching, the good. McDermott still found a way to scheme, even with one guy at every level, stud being out. We only gave up 9 points. I gotta give McDermott. I wish he would, take some of his passion for defense and walk up there and smack his offensive coordinator and say, "Get under center and run the damn ball."
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But
they went 0 for 5 in the red zone. I mean, they didn't score a touchdown, right? 0 for 5. That's pretty incredible. That's like,
and we stopped them and we stopped them on that key run in the first half.
And then again in the untimed play from the one.
Right. So
big time.
Yeah.
Big time.
That's
something that Frazier in the past would have.
Oh,
and that's without White, without Milano, without
Exactly.
Got to give credit to those guys. At the end of the day, though, that's the stuff that they practice at the beginning of training camp. Those red zones, 7-on-7s and stuff like that. That's why you do that.
Yeah. Yes, I saw that Sierra Neal comment, and we were in base formation at the beginning of the game with Dotson, Bernard, and also Williams. And then actually the final drive of the game, I don't know if you guys saw it, but
they went dime.
They went dime for the first time this season with Sierra Neal. And then on the very last play of the game, they put Dorian Williams back out there. But it was so interesting to see the dime package with Sean McDermott.
And normally that would have been Cam Lewis there, but Cam got hurt earlier in the game. He went out, so Saran Neal stepped in that spot. But it was the first time I've seen dime from McDermott, and that's different from last year because even at the end of that 13-second game, they refused to go dime. That was the dime package is a new wrinkle this year that they're running with, which I love. Although I think I still would have rather seen Taylor Rapp than Saran Neal in the dime package, but it was good to see him out there.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, the bad. First half offense. We kind of talked about it tonight. There were some reasons behind why it was so bad. The first 2 drives, weird tripping plays and holding plays and non-calls, and then the stupid fumble. Hold on to the damn ball. How about you do what you learned in Pee Wee, and when you're running on the sideline, you change the ball to the outside, not the inside. Freaking moron. But whatever. I still love you, Gabe. I need you to play better.
Trying to do too much too. Gabe Davis and his fumble, Josh Allen's interception too. I think he tried to force that one in there. He didn't look, could have done.
I also thought that was the interception. I got to be real with you. I thought that was a good play by the defense as well. Like sometimes you do got to.
Oh, it was a great play by the.
Yeah,
by the defense.
I think sometimes you got to tip your cap to the defense, and you can't always just say, a bad play by Josh. You know what I mean? Like sometimes the defense is out there they get paid to, and they make a hell of plays. So I thought that particular play was just a good read by the defense. It was a good tip, and it happens. It's that, like I said, they get paid as well. So Good play by the defense, man.
He's a
on
great
that
player
play.
too. That Bobby Okiari or whatever his name
Yeah.
is.
Yeah.
Great.
Okariki.
Okariki.
What's your grades, by the way, guys? I guess I'll start with
For-
you
for who?
on McDermott's calling defense. Chewy wants to know.
I would give him an A to this point. I think he's done fantastic. I wouldn't give him an A plus yet. But I'd give him an A because he makes adjustments quick, which is so not the Bills' way.
Yep. And Leslie
like it.
Frazier, man, he was way too complacent. When our
Yeah.
backs were up against the wall, it was like we played off, we played complacent, we refused to stay aggressive. And I swear, when your nerves are high, like you're not firing on all cylinders. And I think it's very important to stay aggressive, to have your defenders to be aggressive in those moments. And we saw it, like, sending the blitz, doing those things. He's aggressive. I like it.
Also, you have to remember, Tyrod has actually probably helped that Giants defense or the offense last night. Daniel Jones has been a turnover machine this year. And the one thing Tyrod doesn't do is turn over the ball.
Yep.
I think we smashed the Giants way worse if, I don't know, they get 9 points if Daniel Jones is back there. I really don't.
Really good. Tyrod played a really good game.
Outside the boneheaded in the first half check.
Other than that, everything was pretty good.
Yeah.
I kind of agree with Spin a little bit on this as well. Thought they needed to guard the sidelines a little bit better as well.
Yeah.
They were letting them get to the sidelines out of bounds.
They were letting them take the 7 yards because they were guarding the sidelines, but it was at
using
12.
that and they had the timeout in their bag, and they didn't really have to use it till pretty much when they got in the red zone. So, I think they should have done.
They did, huh? On that
Right.
middle pass where we had to jump up and
Correct.
Right.
Yes. So I think the defense needs to get a little bit better knowing, what the time is, how many timeouts that the defense has, and keep the players in bounds to force them to take the timeout. I totally agree with you on that one. By the way, Scott gave him a B+. Spin gave him McDermott an A+. So I think most people are in agreement.
Yeah. What'd you go with, Matt?
I would go with an A. I'd say it's a solid grade there.
Yeah.
For sure.
All right. So let's keep moving through the bad. So we talked about the first half offense. We talked about our lovely fumble problem. I do believe Josh threw the ball a little bit low. He could have put more touch on it, but the ball was actually a really good ball, and the guy made a fantastic play. So I won't add that play into the bad. It's just unfortunate, really. Defense, our second half run D, it got leaky, man. It got really all of a sudden. It got real leaky, and I don't like that. It's like all of a sudden the offense woke up, so the defense is like, "Oh, cool. We don't gotta shut them out." The offense showed up.
Right.
It's like,
and it was
can't you have the offense and defense play well together at the same time?
And they were running the same play, which was even more frustrating. It was less like, I think McDermott finally caught on to what they were doing, because when he sent Terrell Bernard in to the gap and shut that shit down, I think it was like the third or fourth try doing it. And finally, once we did that, if you notice, they stopped going to that. Once we kind of figure it out, they're running this
Bernard
over and over.
Them in the hole.
Exactly. And and if you notice, the Giants went away from that pretty much after that, because they figured, now they adjusted. And it was just a little late, but luckily he didn't manage a touchdown or run that went to the house.
That first half too, we were calling a lot of base, and then towards the second half, we were a nickel, and I think that's when they started kind of exposing us a little bit. They started running it, and like they were double teaming at Oliver, taking him right out of the play, and they were running right off that. So.
And that brings me to my next. Tim Settle as bad. When Poona Ford got in there, this is what I saw a lot of. When Poona Ford got in there, he was always in the backfield. Jordan Phillips and Ed Oliver were up and down. They flashed, but Settle was just like washed out every time. He didn't do anything. He didn't do anything yesterday. It was so bad. It's a really bad offensive line. I need to see more Poona Ford.
The one I know, Tim Settle, I think it was on the play that Tyrod screwed up, right? I think that was probably his best play of the game right there. He did impact the play a little bit.
He did.
But now
he collapsed the side, allowed the linebackers to come in.
Exactly. But other than that, that was it.
Christopher Dalton is still in concussion protocol, so right now it's up in the air. I have no idea. No idea.
He was towards the end of the concussion protocol at the end of last week. It wouldn't surprise me if he comes out of protocol later this week.
You would think because he was. I think he was with that second stage, or they have like
he
stages.
He was like stage 4 because he was in a non-contact jersey.
Exactly. So I would assume they're just giving him another day to get right, and I think you will see him Sunday. Daniel, I want Puna full.
I think they were ramping him up. I think they were just ramping him up. I think you're going to see Puna.
How about Jordan Phillips? I mean, Jordan Phillips had a great game too. I don't know what PFL.
I thought he was up and down. He flashed.
Yeah,
but when he flashed, he always flashed at a big spot.
Yes,
I have no idea what Spin's talking about here, but you guys do know. I
think he's watching the Monday night game.
Oh, okay.
because he's made.
I'm like, what?
I think he's talking about watching the Monday night game.
Okay.
And they keep showing some Asian lady on TV.
Okay. Thanks, Rashid, man. I appreciate it, bro.
Thank you.
That's
yeah. There she is.
Tommy.
You know what? I so want to see this. Guy's like, we gotta go. I gotta see this lady done.
Okay, so then we'll head down to the coaching. Dorsey.
My gosh, Dorsey.
I'm just gonna leave it at that. I'm not even gonna expand. I'm just gonna say Dorsey.
Like, I don't know if he has to wake up or take a chill bill. Like, what are you doing, Dorsey? Settle down. Get back.
Shotgun from the half-yard line. Are you freaking kidding me? And a shotgun run from the half-yard line.
You got to do it.
Mikey hates that. I had to do it for Mikey. I'm sorry. Go. He hates that.
I hate that. I hate that meme. That's the one I wanted to hit Tommy with last night when he just
yes he did. Okay.
All right. And then the penalties, man. They killed drives in the first half. They extended drives in the first half. We were really, really undisciplined yesterday. And I hate seeing that because I thought because we were really undisciplined this preseason, and we finally stopped doing that in the opening couple games, and then all of a sudden the last 2 weeks, it's reared its ugly head again, being undisciplined.
Yeah.
I don't like it.
Line too, and those I know everyone's talking about the being in shotgun and running it, the draws and everything, which doesn't work. But the other play that hasn't been working in the run is the sweep. When we throw those sweeps out to James Cook, I thought that was going to be such a potent attack this year. And what I'm seeing is it's actually the offensive line. Their initial contact is strong, but they're not sustaining their blocks. Like on those sweeps, you got to keep driving those blockers, right? And across the board, every offensive lineman I saw on each of the sweeps that we called, they're not sustaining their blocks. The initial contact is great, but and I think that's
why it's why you get them under center and run power. We have a better power run team this year than we've had in the past.
Better power backs, actually. Yeah. So we have a better offensive line that can run block better with bigger backs now that we didn't have prior. So, by the way, Spin, Dorsey back to back game. Come on, man. Game plan. Run against the worst run defense team. How about that? You know what's funny though? It's like Dorsey and Dable are like connected to the hip because Dable would do the same thing, guys. Like I know I'm taking you back down, memory lane here, but we would go into games where, you need to run because the weather is so terrible that passing is going to be very difficult. And we threw it 55 times and we would go against the worst run defense and we would once again run it 8 times. So they're very alike when it comes to their stubbornness and game planning. Because when everyone else is saying, man, I expect the Bills to do this, they should do this because they're going against this team who's bad at this, or because the weather's like this, it's like Dorsey and Dable is like, I hear it, but no.
I'm doing it's so fucking stubborn.
No, I don't know because you know why? They'll expect us to run. And so we're going to do the opposite.
What? It's raining. It's raining and it's, 60-mile-an-hour winds. Let's Josh Allen throw the ball.
Right. Because they're going to expect us to run. So we're going to be real crazy. It's like,
God,
oh my God.
So stubborn.
Bro.
And that's and Dorsey's is the shotgun run. He's so
Yes,
stubborn about it.
Yes. He won't admit it. Like,
No.
bro, you could ask him dead point on. He'd be like,
I watched Prino
void the hell out of it.
Yes. I understand doing that like once in a blue moon, maybe once a game, maybe not, maybe like once a season or something, just to catch the defense by surprise, but not multiple times a game. Like I don't get
it. Works. It usually works on the very first time you do it, and then it doesn't work again. And he's like, "Oh, but it worked the first time. I bet you it'll work again at some point."
Yeah, it doesn't happen.
Thank you, Scott.
It does not happen.
I'm taking them back memory lane, Mr. Mikey and Matt, because people tend to forget that they were just Dable was just as bad at times than Dorsey. Like he go back. I wish we can go back on, like I said, like just pull up old podcasts and old tweets where we were just like, what the fuck is Dable doing? What is he doing? Why is he running the ball for? And it's like, well, here we are with a new coordinator. We're saying the same fucking thing.
I bet you that's every team with their offensive coordinator. When
for the most part, I think, yeah, unless they got a stable, really good coordinator.
I mean,
but
let's be perfectly honest. The Bills are a top 5 offense this year, and we are talking like it's the drought Bills at times. I just want someone who understands if things are working running under center, don't go away from it.
Yes,
exactly.
Yeah,
make them stop
over
you
and over. Keep calling.
Make them stop you. And that was the frustrating part, is he just kept going away from shit.
Yeah.
So Daniel, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Go ahead.
I'm sorry.
No, it's fine.
So to this comment, Dable was a much better OC than Dorsey. Yeah, because he's also has years of experience
and
as an OC.
Firings under him.
Multiple, by the way, fired except for the Bills. He literally was on a team for one season, and I think the longest was 2, and I think it was the Browns or something. Fired everywhere he went. By the way, offense was dead last in multiple categories, until he got with the Buffalo Bills. So it wasn't like Dable was this guru.
Not true. He was really good and won a national championship at Alabama.
Okay, Alabama, who is stacked with the best of the best. By the way, too, it's funny because people say that they had the worst year they had.
Nick Stevens was on him so hard that year too.
Right. So I don't know how great he was there either. Yeah, and Saban got on his ass on live TV. But either way, yes, as of right now, Dable is a better OC than Dorsey, because Dorsey, if we're going to be real, is 1 year, 6 games in as OC, and he's still learning kind of on the job. So and to the comment that they handed them, you don't hire a guy like that so early. But a lot of OCs, believe it or not, some of them are raw. Some of those are guys that were quarterback coaches. Like that's how they get their chance. You have to go somewhere. Even our coach, Sean McDermott, was I don't know what he was initially, but he became DC. But he was a special teams coach or something like that before he became
offensive. What was he? Defensive assistant for Andy Reid.
Defensive assistant, yeah, and then he became DC, and then he got the head coaching gig. So it's just the way it works.
The difference is you don't normally hand over a Ferrari to a rookie. Usually those guys get their start by going to someone who got fired, and they bring them along with them. Not very often do you give a rookie offensive coordinator the keys to your high-powered offense. That doesn't happen very often. It's usually
that is true, but I think McDermott and Josh had
it was Josh. I'll be honest.
Yeah, it was, and I'll tell you, Josh. I will say this about Ken Dorsey, because I'm not totally I think Ken Dorsey is a bright individual. I think he helped Josh Allen along the way, big time. So we have to give him some credit there. I don't think he's like lazy guy. Like everyone from what I heard, the dude busts his ass, in the film room. He's constantly trying to draw up plays. So we can't say he's an idiot. I just think he's fresh at this, and I don't think he's quite stubborn. I don't think he quite gets it yet. He's still learning on the job. Will he ever get it? I don't know. But I will admit I was expecting more from him because of how smart he is and where he came from and what he's done throughout his career as a quarterback coach. Even in college, on that team, that Hurricanes team, one of the greatest college teams ever, you would think he would bring that, that offense kind of to Buffalo Bills, and it just hasn't been there yet. I almost feel like he is coaching scared almost in a way. Like, I don't want to make the mistake, so I'm going to really keep it simple and clean, and not really sprinkle in any kind of anything crazy because I want to get because I hear him comment this. He says this a lot, guys. He says, I want to have our players like the plays we have. I want them to be great at the plays we already have. Like, so it's almost like he just wants them to be so great at just these plays, and he's going to forget about dialing in anything else because he's scared that they won't be great at it, or you know what I mean? So it's just like, but you can't be like that. These are athletes, pro athletes. You got to mix in some creativity and let them go out there and do it, man. You can't just be like, I don't trust the guys yet. I'm just going to keep it simple, because we want to be great at the simple things. Like, and I heard him say that multiple times. It's just a dumb
He begs
thing
to differ, Tommy. He begs to differ.
I think that's the difference too between Dable and Dorsey. Like, Dorsey played the position, he played quarterback, right? But when Dable's got all the experience, tight ends coach with Bill Belichick, with Tom Brady, Rob Gronkowski, even then his OC jobs going across the NFL, head coaching jobs too. So it's definitely different. But
we'll see how it plays. Like, listen, I'm not totally off the Dorsey, but I am super, super concerned and worried.
I don't trust him
with him.
I'll give him his flowers, but I don't trust. He has not shown me anything that I could trust. If he finds something that I thought we turned a corner at the Miami game, I really did.
I did too.
He found something. I thought, oh my God, he found it. He's going to go with it. And then he came out and he didn't. And I'm like, what that tells me is I can't trust. When he finds something good, I can't trust it.
That's why I'm not. That's why I'm not jumping back on the. That I'm not getting fooled again. I will say this though: if he gets back on track and he's consistent, this offense starts getting consistent, meaning week after week, start like playing good football. Then I'll get back on board and go, hey, he found it. He finally found his way. But one game's not going to do it for me. Not even two. I need to see more consistency from this offense
throughout the season.
And McDermott.
That's what I'm saying. I need it to a long run. I need it to see multiple games where it's not falling flat on its ass.
McDermott's spreading himself thin too right now. It's like he can't really have any time to be even looking at the offense.
He even said that.
He doesn't want to.
He said that in his press conference. He said that.
Yeah, he's not going to like the answer.
That was what McDermott said that this offseason was like, now he feels comfortable enough to be calling the plays defensively because or whatever reason. But now it's
what did Dorsey show you that you're comfortable?
Yeah. I don't understand what that was all about. I was like, wouldn't you feel more comfortable with Brian Dable? No.
Did you see their handshake? They don't like each other.
I figured there's
something was
like
that rumor was true. They were
about 10th of a second.
Yeah,
they don't like each other at all.
Yeah. That rumor, because usually rumors are rumors.
And then you hear about the evolution of his offense, and now right? I think that's probably what it was all about.
Yeah, I think things went really sideways in the last year with Dable.
Yeah, he got us the lead with 13 seconds, and McDermott blew it, and he called him on his shit.
Right.
And McDermott didn't like it, and he didn't want to talk about it.
Yeah, that was the beginning of the end. Out either, towards the end of games, they're like teams are always in it. It seemed like, and like this year, how many times has Kyle Allen gotten in the game, which is kind of nice, right?
Right.
Yeah, like for like 3 or 4 straight games, Kyle.
That was crazy. I think that was the first time I've seen like that many games in a row where in early. It was like early in the fourth. So good to see. But I mean, once again, we just need to be free flowing on offense.
Yes,
I want to see our guys smile.
Yeah, have fun.
Yeah, happy again, right? Like just enjoying themselves out there. Just not happening right now.
So Spen says, I want to see the offense back to like the 2020 Bills when it was 3rd and 9. It was almost automatic. First down, even had confidence in 3rd and 20. I think the difference between the 2023 Bills and the 2020 Bills is we don't have the weapons we had. 2020, that was peak John Brown. That was peak.
Oh yeah.
Steph. That was peak Beasley. We don't have that. Like I like Gabe, but he's proven out not to be a number 2. We have a bunch of 3s and 4s on our team. Oh. We have a 1 and a bunch of 3s and 4s on our team.
And we weren't hitting the dimmer switch on Josh Allen, right? Like Josh Allen was just
they were giving Josh
take that 3rd and 20 and run for it.
Yeah,
they were not. Yeah, they didn't hold they didn't hold Josh back, and that I think. And I got on Dable early in 2019. I was upset with him because I felt like he was holding him back a little bit at times, and he wasn't letting Josh be Josh. And I think in 2020, he finally took the handcuffs off a little bit there and just said, hey,
And it looks like they put him back on.
And it does. And maybe I will say, though, it could be a little bit on him as well, because some of the things he was doing he was starting to turn the ball over a little bit more than he did in, let's say, 2020. He started getting a little bit more reckless in 2022, as you saw. 15, 2021, he had 15 interceptions. 2022, he had 14 interceptions. In 2020, I think he only had 8. So he started getting a little bit more reckless, I think. And I think they have to there has to be a little, switch there to say, hey, I love this, but you can't be too reckless, because now defenses are playing you a certain way. They're not like, I also think that too in 2020, I don't think they saw Josh coming, because 2019 was the 57% completion. Josh was, Josh making mistakes left and right. 2020, Josh got his completion percentage up. It was a little different looks. They let Josh be a little bit more free. So defenses, I think, were kind of caught off guard in a way too. But once you saw that too in 2022, defenses are now collapsing on all sides. Josh is having a little bit more time escaping the pocket.
Yeah.
It's not like before.
They're not rushing him like the way they used to. And right. Ben comes in and says, we only had Brown and Beasley. 2020, we had Diggs, because that was the year we traded. That is correct. Championship game.
We traded for Diggs in 2020 in the offseason, and we still have Brown and
20. Yeah, 20 we had the AFC Championship game. 21 we had the 13 seconds. 22 we got beat down by the Bengals.
Exactly. So 2018 is rookie year. We had nobody. We had Zay Jones, and we had who was that rookie? Robert Foster.
Yep. Yep. We had Biscuit Benjamin.
Right. Yeah. And then in 2020, and I'm sorry, 2019 is when we signed Brown and Beasley, and I think we still had Biscuit, and we wound up cutting him, right? Or was it 2018? I thought it was 2019. No,
we cut him 2018, and we put Foster.
Was it 2018? So it was the middle of the season somewhere. Yeah. Right. You're right. Because we got him in 2017, I think, right? I think we wanted to trade him for him
in 2017. Yeah.
So in the 2019, we went ahead and got Beasley and Brown. That was the big, that was the start of something, because remember, we got in the playoffs against Houston, and then that was kind of Josh's first kind of, taste of the playoffs. And in 2020 is when they got Diggs. That was the big movement. And that was when really things started, changing. But yeah, 2020 was Diggs.
Yeah, the whole Smurf movement, when Sean McDermott was calling them Smurfs, right? You got
let me ask you this. This came up today.
I forgot about that.
Let me ask you guys this. Hunter Renfrow is available.
Ooh.
Do you think Hunter Renfrow would change anything in this offense?
I know we have Andy Isabella too, right? I think Andy Isabella's on
the difference between Andy and Hunter Renfrow has 100 catch, 1,000-yard season under his belt. Andy and Isabella is just all
a journeyman and one team. Two teams.
So
I think he's played for.
I would take him all
nothing
for sure.
But do you think Dorsey would know what to do with him?
Exactly. Yeah, true. That's part of the problem, right? I mean, we're not even using Trent Sherfield, Khalil Shakir,
right.
But the difference between those guys and Hunter Renfrow is a route running savant who knows how to get open. That's why
he is. But then you have to make that tough decision.
He's the closest.
You have to make that tough decision, though, Mikey, of who. Then, because someone is going to have to lose a spot, right? You can't. You get Renfrow, then you're going to go, okay, Trent, you're just not fitting the system. You're not really, or Hardy, you know what I mean? Like, there has to be a move, or someone is going to get benched or something, right? Right? It would make sense.
So it'd be special teams. So it would probably be Shakir who would probably get
Khalil.
Game day.
Yeah, you're right.
Inactive.
Think about Khalil.
It'd probably be.
Yeah, that might be Khalil, the best. And he's not. Yeah, and he's okay this year, but he's not what he was last. I also think it's because lack of reps. We don't use. Yeah, exactly. So I'm not going to dog on him because of that. But I think if the price is right, why not? Well, 100%. I would be all for it, Mikey. But like Matt said, though, would Dorsey know what the fuck to do with him? I have no idea.
Well, if he's running Daboll's system, you insert. Insert Renfrow into the Cole Beasley role.
Yeah.
That's what you do.
Yeah.
If you're running that system, and now you have Diggs and Davis and Beasley, and then you have Knox and Kincaid switching it out, and then you can play with that all the time. Maybe you put Kincaid in the backfield as a fullback and run different options off of that. Like, there's a lot of things you can do by doing that. However, that does make Hardy dispensable, because but if they're not using them now, and you say they can't win the routes and get open, which we saw yesterday against a bad Giants team, they just couldn't get separation. Maybe you got to go get a guy like that.
Depth is so important too. Like, obviously depth wins championships, and that's what really made us lose against Cincy last year. Daquan Jones was down, Jordan Phillips with the busted shoulder, right? And so this offseason we signed Puna Ford. So I think now without Dalton Kincaid, who's going to fill in that role? We saw yesterday in the Giants, there was no one there, but a Hunter Renfrow would be, the depth.
Exactly. The guy that you could trust. Allen knows that he could trust him to catch, run the right route, catch the ball without dropping it. I agree with that too as well.
Roy comes in and says he had 1,000-yard season, but the rest were home.
Yeah, I saw that.
Well, he had the 1,000-yard season, and then they fired Gruden and brought in Josh Daniels, who he just butted heads with, and they don't play him.
Yeah.
That's the reason why you could probably get him for a 6th or a 7th right now. And he has no more guaranteed money on his contract.
Yeah, Chandler Jones actually, in one of his, many tweets, said something about, Renfrow, like them, screwing over Renfrow. So he wasn't lying there. So they kind of messed.
Yeah, Megan, I thought we would be using Shakir more this offseason too, because he has that short burst quickness that you saw it this week. We ran that little out route, the clear route, the pick route, caught it first down, and got up the sidelines. Like, why don't we do that stuff more? Like, in the second half of the game, Dorsey got into his bag and got creative. You saw motions, you saw misdirections. He just forgets that he needs to do shit like that.
Clearly, So clearly he has creativity because he used it also on the Hardy touchdown.
Yeah.
It was a beautiful,
orbit pass. They've been setting that thing up all year.
Right. So clearly, it's there. But Oh, strapless brawl ad. You gotta Roy. See, listen, when you're on this channel and you get ads, man, we're only giving the best. So I'm not sure who you need that for, but hey,
it's a man's ear. It's a man's ear for you, Roy. AGR Chargers blew the game. Are you serious? The Chargers blew the game again?
Of course, that's such a Charger thing. Did they really?
The Chargers are going to Charger.
Oh, the typical Chargers. So, anything else, guys?
Look, Asian lady again. This time it's bad Asian lady.
I have to rewatch. Now you're forcing me when this is over to watch highlights of this game because I never do, but I'm going to now because I got to see what you're talking about. So, anything else, guys? Mikey?
Mikey's. I'm sorry. I was on mute. I was coughing. No, I'm good. I think this was awesome.
All right. I had a great time, Matt. Yeah. Man, dude, once again.
Excellent.
I'm bringing it
down flawlessly, guys. We broke this game down flawlessly.
Right? Didn't we?
You're listening to us.
Well, here's the problem with our channel. We'll go in with a plan, and then they start throwing stuff out, and we're like, "Oh, look, pretty butterfly. Let's go down that rabbit hole."
Right. Wait. There's no real game plan, right? When it comes to
this place
podcast, I used to. No joke though. I used to have notes. I would take down. I have this board, and I would all right, Mikey, we're gonna. I got this topic, and this topic. And I'd have it right below, and I'd be like, all right, so bro, I haven't done that in a year and a half.
Our chat comes in and just throws out the topics, and we decided to incorporate them, and almost every chat gets popped up, and they lead the what they want to talk about tonight.
See, Spin wants it 24/7. We just leave the fucking thing rolling and does wake up Bill's fucking Dorsey, fucking bullshit Dorsey. My pajama pants. I'm walking by, getting coffee. I'm snotting miles. It's bullshit. Anyways, guys, anything else? Matt, where can they catch you, man?
Yeah, Bills News Consolidated, YouTube, Instagram, Facebook. Pumping out content on YouTube every single day. That's mainly where I'm at. But yeah, just doing some live streams too. But hit me up.
Sven thinks I could talk 24/7. Mikey, do you agree?
Yes. I absolutely agree that you can. Like, there's times I have to try to cut you off to bring you back to reality, brother. You go down a rabbit hole.
He does, yeah. Mikey hits me with.
He gets into his bag and he gets back into the solo content creator mode. Because I came in always with a partner. Like Tommy's been my only partner I had. Tommy was a solo guy at the beginning. It took him a while to be able to bounce things off of me. I'm like, hey, I'm here. You can talk to me too. How you doing, buddy?
Right. Yeah. And what sucks about this, like Mikey has control on the other, because we use 2 different platforms. So when we have this button for Mikey, when I go on too long,
you better wrap it up.
He's used it. He's used it a few times. I won't lie. He's used that button a few times. It's a great button to use. But anyways, guys, Bills Mafia, we love you. Chat, we love you. You brung it tonight as always. And we will be back on. Oh, what's the lineup? Here's our typical lineup. So Tuesday is our Nuclear Heat Wave Wrestling podcast at 7:30. Thursday is Mafia Means Family podcast with Mini Mafia and Mafia Mom. That's at 7:30. Friday night, Lights will be back at 8:30 with me and Mikey. Saturday at 2 p.m. is Fantasy Kingdom with Mikey and Howie. That's for your fantasy football nerds. And then at 6 o'clock, AFCE Shakedown. That will be on my channel, Mafia Sports Report. You don't want to miss that as well. That's the lineup, and of course, post game. So, other than that,
offended. I'm offended. How dare you call me a nerd?
Hey, I'm a fantasy football nerd.
How dare you call me a nerd?
I like doing it. I like fantasy football. Dorks. No,
it's not derogatory. It's a term of endearment.
I know. I'm just playing. So, anyways, guys, we love you. As always, go Bills. We're out of here.
Go Bills.
Peace.
Go Bills.
And I'll play the outro.